Hi everyone, this is Ali Akbarian here, back again for another Q&A session, your resident road safety expert out at Mobility Engineering. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you for sending your questions. Thank you, Erica. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button that looks a little bit like this pillow, somewhere down there. Hit that, and we'd love to see you on this channel more and more, and we'd love to get to 1,000 subscribers and get your support to get us there. So we're back with another question, and today's question has come again from one of our amazing dealers up on the mid-north coast, which is Ben over at Midcoast Motorsafe up in Port Macquarie. So just a little plug, the guys up in Port Macquarie, Midcoast Motorsafe, they install child restraints, they install disability restraints, they modify vehicles, and they're a great little family company doing awesome stuff out in the mid-north coast, in the beautiful mid-north coast, which we kind of wish we lived there. But yeah, basically shout out to you and thanks Ben for the questions and keep them coming. And today Ben is asking, or Midcoast Motorsafe should I say, is asking about installing child seats with headrests and the headrests moving forward and so on. So I'll try and explain what they're asking and what we can do. So what they're basically asking is, in a situation, in some cars, some of the newer cars, when you fit a child restraint like what I've got here on the car seat, what you can see is sometimes the headrest kind of props a little bit forward and pushes the seat forward. So then there's a couple of issues with that, or a couple of concerns that people have. One of them is that they think there is a gap there that's not ideal, and people don't like that, see that gap, and they think that could be a safety concern. And the other problem is they feel that their child is uncomfortable because they're too upright. Now, the first concern in terms of the gap, that is not a safety concern. It's not something for you to be worried about. So if that's your main concern, then don't worry about it too much. Just leave it as it is. The other concern is around the comfort of the child. Now, the comfort of the child is actually very important. So if they're too upright and they're uncomfortable, then they start doing things to make themselves comfortable. So that's why it's important. And when I say they start doing things, they start doing the wrong things. So they start moving their body, taking seatbelts off, adjusting their positions to get themselves comfortable. And the more they adjust their positions, the more they get away from the normal, standard, safe position they need to be in, which is sitting straight with the seatbelt across their shoulders. So that's why we always say, be aware of the child's comfort and pay attention to that and ask them questions. Are you comfortable? Are you uncomfortable? Why are you moving around? And so on. Now, the question that was asked in particular is, okay, if I've got this situation and it is facing forward like this, can I get this headrest and can I turn it around? So a common, and I'll just put this down so I can talk about what we're doing. A common question or a common practice within this child restraint industry is to get the headrest, is to remove that headrest like this, and it's to turn it around and put it back in. Now, I haven't locked it all the way back in, but what this does is, as you can see, it allows it to completely clear it, and it sits nice and flush on the seat, like that. Here I am. It sits nice and flush on the seat, and so it allows a more snug fit and a better fit. And is it okay to do that, and is there any issues around doing that? From a safety point of view, there isn't a major issue around doing that because the headrest is this structure with foam around it, so it's not going to do a major issue or a major problem for the child restraint. However, in general, as I always advise to people, is try not to touch the headrest if you can. If you can, leave it as it is, but if you do have to move it, there's a few things you need to check out before you actually turn it around. One of the most common issues and one of the problems that people get is the car might not be designed to have the headrest the other way around, which most of them are. And then what it does is it has a locking feature. So for example, we understand that this is like this with Volkswagens. So with a Volkswagen, if you turn your headrest around and you push it all the way down, like so, sorry about the background noise, that's just the baby seat falling over. So if I push this all the way down on a Volkswagen, it's stuck there, I won't be able to pull it up. And the only way I can get rid of it or pull it out is I've got to go pay Volkswagen a lot of money to pull my seat apart and put everything apart and get rid of the mechanisms and put it back together. Now, and put it back so I can turn it around the other way around. Now, that's one of the major issues. The other major issue is, will it actually lock in place? So if you push it down and it doesn't lock in place, that could also be a potential danger because in the event of an accident, depending on how heavy the accident, it could actually fly out. So we've got to be careful about those two major aspects. Other than that, again, the other main reason why I would say don't remove it is because when I take this seat out, and if I put an adult in this position now, that adult is in danger because this side of the headrest does not dissipate energy. It's not made to absorb the force of the accident. this side of the headrest is made to absorb the force of the accident. So what that means is in the event of an accident, when I go forward as an adult and I come back, what this is going to do is it's going to absorb the force and it's going to protect my brain. But if I do it the other way around and I accidentally forget to put it back, I do it for a baby seat and I accidentally forget to put it back, and an adult sits there and then there's an accident, then that adult will get a pretty serious brain injury, because on this side of the headrest, it's nowhere near as soft as the other side. So if they come and back into that, that could really hurt them. So those are the few little things that you've got to be aware of, I guess, when you're wanting to just look at that factor of should I turn that headrest around. In general, for a baby seat or for a child restraint, it is okay as long as it's made to do that and it locks in place, and it won't permanently stay down there, it won't damage your vehicle. That's no problem. But remember, it's not the best practice, because if the adult goes back in there, then you're in a dangerous situation if it's the other way around. So try not to remove it if you can. Try to leave it as it is. But as we said, in some situations, if the child is really uncomfortable and you do need to move it, look at those options, but make sure you consider those things. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks again, Ben, for your question. Thanks again, Erica, for the pillow. Remember to subscribe to our channel. Hit the button that looks like this. And welcome. Thank you. Bye.